Rebel Canners, teaching all kinds of food preservation, especially the old ways. Welcome back, Rebel Canners. Do we have a treat in store today? So, perfect timing. I found 2 of these roast for 99 cents a pound. It wound up being $4 and some change each. And I'm ready to make pork carnitas. Go ahead and cut the pork into large cubes that'll fit inside the jar. Don't get too hung up on trimming the fat. You're going to need that later when you're cooking the carnitas. So leave some of the fat on there except for really thick pieces. And just go ahead and get it all prepared for the jar. There was a pretty nice bone in this one. It was kind of a pork shoulder, so it had a nice bone in it. And that went right into the soup pot after we got as much meat as possible off for the carnitas into the soup pot to make broth. So nothing went to waste on this 99-cent a pound roast. Very fortunate to get 2 of them at the store yesterday.
How nice. Right. Kind of sucked. So we've got the pork all cut into chunks and ready to pack into jars.
Go ahead and raw pack this. We are not adding any liquid. And make sure that you firmly pack down the meat in each jar so that you get it as full as possible because there will be shrinkage when it cooks. Be sure to evenly distribute the fattier pieces in here because you are going to need them when you open the jar to cook the carnitas in its own lard and crisp them up when you bake them in the oven.
A little bit too much in there. There. Do that for each of the jars, and then we'll show you what we put in the jar of each. So those 2 roasts made 4 quarts. So I'm adding a teaspoon of salt to each of these jars. I'm adding a 1/2 inch of a bay leaf, give or take, to each of these jars. That one was kind of small. And then a teaspoon of cumin to each jar. And then we need some oregano and lime juice. Let me get
1 teaspoon cumin into each of the 4 jars.
hard to get out of this one. Too much. There. All right.
1 teaspoon oregano into each of the 4 jars.
Okay. You can stop. The original recipe called for orange. I'm using lime juice instead, and I'm using 2 tablespoons per jar. It also said to add the citrus after you squeezed it, but I know that the pith of citrus makes everything really bitter, and I did not want that in my meat, so I am not adding the 1/4 of an orange either. I'm just leaving that out. And now we just go ahead and get these in the pressure canner at 90 minutes, and we'll see how they turn out.
And there you have it. The pork carnitas out of the canner. Looking good. Don't forget to hit the like button. Be sure you're still subscribed because YouTube has been kind of funny about that. And make sure you've rung the notification bell.